FBI Director Kash Patel saying that his agency is investigating all kinds of leads in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. He wrote this on X in part. We are meticulously investigating theories and questions, including the location from where the shot was taken. The possibility of accomplices, the text message confession, and related conversations, Discord chats, the angle of the shot and bullet impact, how the weapon was transported, hand gestures observed as potential signals near Charlie at the time of his assassination, and visitors to the alleged shooter's residence in the hours and days leading up to September 10, 2025.
Okay, I'm going to make myself even smaller so that you can see more. I'm going to play it. And
so do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
He puts it down.
Too many.
Look at it. Then he brings it up again. He talks to someone. He gets a signal. He's going to pull out the phone again. And I'm sorry, you're going to have to see this. So it's going to be horrible. There you go. That's your sign. Go again.
Over the last 10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence.
What? You see how he... Did you guys see that? He tried at first and missed. Watch these hands.
Violence. Great.
That's perfect trajectory for the fucking bullet. Fuck, I hate that. Watch him again.
10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence.
Boom, boom, misses. Then he gets him. And you see how he reacts when he gets him too. Like he jumps. When he finally gets him, he jumps. Look at him.
Not counting gang violence.
He missed it. Shot. Instantly. The woman is there to cover exactly that phone, that it's a weapon. And
in that video you can see the same, what appears to be the bullet coming down, and it does line up with the actual gunshot itself.
So you're not counting gang violence. Great.
So this video was created by a friend of mine who is a Marine. You'll see him here at the end. This is the angle he is showing the shot coming from, showing where Charlie was sitting, and the angle of the shot, which will correspond with this video here, which unfortunately we will blur out Charlie's face, but we will show what is necessary to prove that this was an entry and exit wound. So you'll see him circle the highlighted area right there, and you'll see the exit wound corresponding after, a split second after, as it would from an entry and exit wound. So in this footage, you can clearly see that Charlie is shot from his back right, and there is blood splatter coming out of the entry wound immediately after a shot. The first arc is kind of down, as if it's just gushing out from the entry wound. And then the second shot corresponds with when his head kind of snaps forward. That fluid then flips up in relation to that motion, so you can see there's that second splatter flipping up into the air. This is something that I hadn't seen to this date. I saw this for the first time late in the evening yesterday, and I decided that this needed to be put out immediately because no one that I know of is talking about this. So big shout out to my friend who actually found this and created this video. You'll see him here in just a moment, but let's just one more time look at this shot. You see bullet comes in that circled area. You have the blood splatter go down, then up, and then immediately after, you see the exit right here with the skin being pierced, and then the exit wound emerges. And again, that is not a far distance for a bullet to travel, whatever the caliber is, whether it be 5.56, 308, 30-06. It's not even a debate at this point. It doesn't matter what caliber killed him. What matters is that the official narrative is not true. Again, whether the FBI knows or not that they're lying, but this is 100% conclusive evidence that Charlie Kirk was shot in the back of the head, and it exited through the front of his throat. All of the evidence points to Charlie being shot from his back right. Now, including this little blood splatter that we can see here against the white backdrop, the extreme hemorrhaging from the front of his neck, which again corresponds with an exit wound, the extreme loss of blood. No matter what the caliber is, that distance, that amount of meat is not enough for most bullets to expand. I mean, 99.9% of bullets will not expand in that short distance. Most of them require 12 to 14 to 16 inches even sometimes of tissue to expand properly. Also, Charlie tensing up correlates and proves that he was hit in his spine. It's a spinal injury. Any of the game that I've shot in the neck or in the high vitals where you impact the spine, the game usually drops right in its tracks because you sever the spinal cord. This is again exactly what we see with Charlie. He tenses up. His head movement also correlates with being shot in the back of the head. His head snaps forward, and then he tenses up, and you see him fade away, drop the mic, and was absolutely traumatizing video footage. And I'm sorry to have to show you guys this again, but this needs to be seen and talked about because this is going to be suppressed in the algorithm. So make sure you share this with any of your friends, your family members. Save this video, whatever you need to do. So this video was actually provided to the channel by a friend of mine who is a Marine, and I forgot to show you the end of the video here. So this is my friend who actually made the video. I want to just give him a shout out. I will link his socials down in the description below. Again, he is the one who brought this to my attention. This is his video. He created this. He did the drawings on it, and he sent it to me to allow me to use it to show you guys what we're talking about. So he says, I have been shot many times, 3 times to be exact, and I know exit and entry wounds. I have extensive firearms training inside the Marines and the civilian world as well. It appears that Charlie was shot in the back right side of his head and the bullet exited through his neck. The moment I saw the video and he tensed up, I thought, that looks like a headshot given the fact that he seized up. It is a very common occurrence with a headshot. So this dude, of all people, would know what an entry and exit wound looks like on his own body, literally up close in 4K HD, as they say. So if anyone is qualified to talk about it, it is this dude. He is a super cool guy, so please go ahead and check him out. And I really appreciate him sending me this over because until he sent this to me, I just hadn't seen anything like it. Now, I wanted to be sure, and I wanted to make sure that wasn't like doctored footage. So I went to one of the original videos that I saw posted the day of Charlie's assassination. And right here I have it paused where you can see that splash that I'm talking about from the entry wound. And you can see it slowed down. This guy in this video is actually talking about the F in this on his shirt and the ring, some other stuff that really has nothing to do with it. People are arguing about body armor. You could see Charlie's his nipples through his shirt, his chest, his breasts through his shirt, but you can see that he has no body armor on right here, okay? This would all be one slick piece of plate. It's already been established there's no body armor, so this is actual proof right here. He slowed this video down perfect. You see the blood right here dripping out of his head from the entry wound, and the bullet is coming from here down through here. Okay, hit play, and there it goes. So again, I wanted to confirm the footage I had seen originally was not, in fact, doctored in any way. So you can see it here as well, a little piece down there, and it actually goes up a little bit off frame here from my screen recording. So you can see clearly entry, exit, then, of course, the part we can't show here on YouTube. So irrefutable evidence that he was shot in the back of the head. Clear as day to me. Now that may be a hard pill for a lot of you to swallow, and without doubt, the non-player characters who just buy into the narrative, as well as the thousands and hundreds of thousands of bots, will likely attack me in this video because I'm showing the truth. I'm going to ask for you guys to share this video so that this word gets out, so that more people can see the truth of what happened to Charlie Kirk. I want to take a look at this photo next. This guy's talking about this bush up here in the top left of this photo, and he zooms in on it, and he's stating that it does look suspicious. It does look suspicious. It looks like there is a person right here, and it looks like there is a rifle right here that the person is holding. A hand here, support hand, sort of very blurry image, but you can clearly make out that this is not just a bush. This is a human skin tone right here, and this correlates with a human head and hair and a rifle in the exact kind of crucifix shape of an AR-15 with an optic on it mounted up. So good on this dude for finding this photo and looking for, like he said, hours of going through photos and videos until he saw this. This would 100% line up with the actual shot that we've now proven was not taken from the front, was taken from the back side of Charlie. This would line up exactly with that bullet trajectory and the entry and exit wound that we exhibited, that we saw here on camera. So guys, this is a very heavy topic. I do not want to believe that this is possible, that the FBI either knowingly or unknowingly missed this. And I'll leave that up for you guys to speculate on. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. All I know is that 100% Charlie was not shot from the front. It is very clear that he was shot from the side, most likely by this bush up here, this man in the bush, whatever you want to call him. It has been very clear to me that there have been a lot of NPCs, a lot of people going after me and others who are trying to seek out the truth. And it's so important to not let them silence your voice. For Charlie, for this country, really, for the Constitution, for everything that we stand for freedom, it is imperative that we continue to ask questions and seek the truth when we're so clearly being lied to. So I really appreciate all the support that you guys have shown me over the last week in trying to uncover the truth. And all I would ask is for you guys to share this video. Let me know about your thoughts down in the comments below. Please head to BrainJBro.com if you want to support the channel, check out our merch, all that good stuff. I love every single one of you guys. Christ is king. Drink a lot of water. Stay safe. Stay dangerous. BrainJBro out.
Years. Counting or not counting gang violence? Great. Years. Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's a projectile flying super, super fast, and it goes right in between his legs near the tip of the microphone. Like, everybody that's saying that it's an entry wound now and that we're just all crazy and it's a conspiracy, bullshit, man. Bullshit. Look at the angle. It's an exit wound. The bullet passes right between his knees. I mean, what else is it? If it's something else, I'll come back and I'll apologize. I'll be like, hey, I had it all wrong. But from my experience, and I've seen vapor trails as a sniper, I know what bullets look like in the air. I can see a bullet going downrange and hitting its target. It has to be, you generally has to be the right environment, but you can generally see it if you look right over it. It's called the vapor trail. You can see that bullet. That's a bullet. And if it's not, what else is it? Going straight into the ground in front of Charlie. Follow for more. This is huge.
Trey Gowdy's here. Trey, there's a lot in there. I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he's
right
trying
down to
to
the people who rang or knocked the door. Go ahead.
Well, he's trying to do three things, at least three things here. Number one, death is different, Bill. I mean, you have to be meticulous, if not perfect, in a capital case. So every conceivable question that a jury may have, Cash and the prosecutors are now trying to answer. I mean, everything in a death penalty case is different. The standard of proof may be the same, but in reality, if you're going to put someone to death, the case needs to be perfect. The second thing he's trying to do is, even I think I'm a rational person. I struggle with whether or not anyone knew that he was planning on doing this before he did it. So Cash is also investigating people who may have aided and abetted or accomplices. And the third thing he's trying to do, which I don't think he's going to be able to, is tap down the conspiracies that are out there. Almost every major assassination we've had in our history, Bill, there's still someone out there who thinks some conspiracy. I mean, heck, there are people who think the earth is flat. So he's going to have a hard time convincing everyone that this investigation was fulsome, but that's what he's trying to do.
Okay, so here's Pam Bondi, the AG, from over the weekend with Laura Trump.
So our U.S. attorney in Utah is working hand in hand with the district attorney out there. The district attorney has indicted for first-degree murder and other charges. They are seeking the death penalty, and the firing squad is still on the table in the state of Utah, among other things. So it's indicted in the state, and we're working hand in hand to decide when and if we will indict federally as well. What we will all be sure of is this guy never sees the light of day.
So go ahead and comment on that if that's your choice here, Trey. But all this stuff like looking at Discord chats and who knows where that goes, or even how long it takes to go through it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, what Pam's point is, this is a state murder investigation. It is a Utah murder investigation. The FBI is assisting, like they do in lots of other jurisdictions, but ultimately, it'll be a Utah state prosecutor standing in front of a Utah jury. What she means, look, there are examples like Dylan Roof where the feds did take over the case, and they're the ones that put him on death row. But the jurisdiction for murder almost always lies in state court, which is why the FBI and the U.S. Attorney are helping, but they're not the lead agencies.
Yeah, you're right about the theories. Regardless of how this turns out, there will still be many that live for a long time.
He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erica. But now Erica can talk to me and the whole group, and maybe they can convince me that that's not right, but I can't stand my opponent.
I said what I said.
Charlie's angry. Look at that. He's angry at me now. He wasn't interested in demonizing anyone. He was interested in persuading everyone to the ideas and principles he believed were good, right, and true. Before each appearance, he prayed these words: God, use me for your will. Always said the same thing. Use me for your will.
Crying harder. Crying harder. Trump is your president. Crying harder. Crying harder. Trump is your president.
That young man on the cross, our Savior said, Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do. That man, that young man, I forgive him.
You know what? One of the things I do want to point out that's not been laid out that honestly hurts my heart is when I saw the no votes, there were only 2 Caucasians. For the most part, the only people that voted no were people of color, because the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk continuously put out there was rhetoric that specifically targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate that even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was, specifically to us.
Really do appreciate the ability to debate with you, man.
I want you to think about what I asked you.
Okay, you mind if I have a hat?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Great points. I would say that I am with you for the idea of a colorblind society. I think it's a bit of a farce to say that colorblind society is something we should aspire to, but I think it's a farce to think that it doesn't exist, that race doesn't play a factor.
I totally agree.
Okay.
Yeah, you're black, but it doesn't matter. It's not the most important thing. Instead, it's, are you a good person? How do you act? How do you treat other people? Are you a Christian? Like, what is your worldview? I want to get back to that. Of course, we're still going to see differences, but I want to de-emphasize them to a place where we look at each other as fellow human beings and fellow American citizens. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, can I get a hat from my buddy?
Absolutely.
Can I get a hat from my buddy?
Thank you, guys.
Thankfully, I was raised away from all that, 2 loving parents.
And that's the greatest thing that you are, one of the, if not the greatest. And that's my hope for every child, black, white, or Asian, to have 2 parents. That is a ticket to success. Please continue. But here's something I will encourage you to do as a Christian. Care less about people's shared racial experience and look at them instead of just as their soul as God made them. We should try to strive towards a blinder race nation, not one that talks about skin color all the time.
I agree 100%.
And I think, where's my brother up here? Where's my man? Look at him. You got to come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Get over the gate. Come over the gate. Look at this guy here. Look at this. Yeah. Right up to the mic.
You stand for me, we good.
Wait, I only stand up for white. Is that a white man? Can you look at him, please? Look at him. Is that a white man? Is that a white man? You said I only stand up for white men. He's got dreads. Instead of just looking at everything in the past that's wrong and bad through a victim lens. So you know what?
It's still going on. Okay.
One sec. Say, you know what? I'm an American, and I'm going to use my mental energy to say, despite all of that, I get to succeed and flourish and prosper as a black American at the University of Tennessee. You are a living embodiment, Gigi, that you can still succeed as a black individual.
Okay.
Because I look at you not as a black guy, but as a human being made in the image of God, and I want to know what you bring to the table. Are you good at the job? Okay, everybody, you've probably heard the situation that happened in North Carolina. Say the name Irina Zarutska. Irina Zarutska was just riding public transit. By the way, she was a refugee from Ukraine, of all places, and she came to Charlotte, North Carolina. And a terrible person, well, you saw what happened. I can't describe it here on TikTok without some sort of community guideline being violated. But if you haven't seen the video, you absolutely should. This individual should not have been on the streets, 14 prior arrests. And it really makes you wonder, why are we putting up with this? Why are we allowing so many people that have committed these crimes to keep on being released? The magistrate judge continued to release this individual, and this is a horrific thing. You know, it's really interesting. The media was totally covering George Floyd, tens of thousands of articles, reconfigured and changed the entire American body politic. Yet when it came to Irina Zarutska, the entire media was quiet, silent. In fact, we forced them to cover the story. Why do you think that is? What was the difference between George Floyd and Irina Zarutska? Why did the left care so much about George Floyd and they couldn't care less about Irina Zarutska? What could the difference be? I wonder. Would love for you guys to leave some comments.
We don't know why that man did what he did. And for Charlie Kirk to say, we know he did it because she's white, when there's no evidence of that, is just pure race mongering, hate mongering.
Van Jones was talking about me, and there's so many lies involved in what he said here. First of all, I never said the first element of what he said. I did say the second part, but this is a very important thing to focus on. So Van Jones is saying I should be ashamed of myself, and just a reminder, the murder of Irina Zarutska, did you know that the attacker said, quote, "I got that white girl"? The attacker racialized this, just for the record. Now, mind you, do you notice that the media all of a sudden tries to play the moral high ground when we start to try to make them live up to the standard that they created and the construct that they forced and the paradigm that they constituted under George Floyd? The moment that we make them have to live up to their own standard, they start to cry foul. As soon as we start to make them live up to the George Floyd standard, oh, what is Charlie Kirk racializing this? And by the way, Van Jones also has a major lie embedded into this whole thing. Listen carefully. Race hustler, Marxist, Van Jones. By the way, Van, you're welcome on my program. I'll treat you well. I will give you an uninterrupted opening statement. Van Jones, if you want to go talk about black crime and urban decay, man, you're always welcome on this program. Because even though, quote unquote, you're an expert in race hustling, I've been around the block a couple times. I know your tricks, and they don't work here. Your magical spells don't work here. Your little hocus pocus, you are racist. Boop, doesn't work here. We got holy water here. Play cut 351.
Charlie Kirk to say, we know he did it because she's white, when there's no evidence of that. It's just pure race mongering, hate mongering. It's wrong. Then he says that if something like that had happened the other way, there would be sweeping changes imposed on society.
Here is the tweet that I sent out. Quote, if a random white person simply walked up to and stabbed a nice law-abiding black person for no reason, it would be an apocalyptically huge national story used to impose national sweeping political changes on the whole country. Of course this is true. Everybody knows this is true. Our media thirsts for stories like this. I want you to imagine if a white guy sitting on a bus and a black woman just on her phone, all of a sudden the white guy took out a knife and just stabbed her in the neck repeatedly. How do you think our media would react? We would have protests. Wendy's would have, boy, I'll tell you right now, there would be 100 burned Wendy's around the world. I mean, in every city.
Guys, I've decided I'm going to do something. I'm going to share something personal that I wasn't sure I was going to share. But I think it's important. Charlie Kirk and I were not friends at all. In fact, the last week of his life, we were beefing hard, beefing online, beefing on air. But the day before he died, he did something that shocked me. He sent me a personal message, calling for personal dialogue, wanted me to come on his show. He said we could be gentlemen together. He said we could deal with our disagreements agreeably. And in the past week and a half, just watching people talk about civil wars and censorship and all this stuff coming out of his death, I just thought it was important to let people know, don't put that on Charlie Kirk, because the last day of his life, he was reaching out to have not more censorship, more conversation, more dialogue with somebody who honestly was one of his adversaries, me. And I just want to share that with the world. And I hope that maybe it might help somebody on both sides deal with issues more like he did.
He's a 78-year-old, lifelong predator, fraudster, and cheat, known for inciting violent mobs.
Would you like to clarify your comments?
As you can see.
Congresswoman, will you condone violence at the test?
Stop. Stop.
Let me tell you that we know how to use a chair, whether we pulling it up or we doing something else with it. Let me be the first one to tell you that I know that y'all are ready to put your boots on the ground. That's your cue. America, looking at the two choices before you, who would you hire? Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
Fox News decides Donald Trump is president of the United States. We've got our republic back, folks.
Let's go. There it is.
Everybody should remember this moment. Look, I'm gonna echo Charlie from earlier. Remember where you were when this happened. Remember where you were when you realized that the Uniparty and all of these, just the establishment, you said it's time to actually participate, and look what you guys have done.
And if anyone deserves to get tears in his eyes, it's Charlie. I think we all agree. I think Erica was chucking his onions or something in the break room. No one has worked harder than Charlie for this.
We gotta hear some words here from you, Charlie. You put all this together, my man. Let's hear it.
I am just humbled by God. It's all God. It's all God. God alone. God alone. That's all. Decision desk has it. Pennsylvania. It's beginning.
Jasmine Crockett is a evil, nasty black woman. Let me just say that. So while Charlie Kirk and the conservative movement is mourning, she's being more racist, nasty woman. How dangerous Charlie Kirk rhetoric was to people of color. And how she's so upset that only 2 Caucasian members voted against the resolution. This is evil. This is evil. Who cares about his rhetoric? What you feel about his rhetoric? That is his opinion. That's not rhetoric. That is his opinion. And it doesn't matter if you don't agree with somebody's opinion. Whether it's about black people, trans people, whoever. People do not deserve to die. You're not agreeing with everything when you're honoring his life. You're saying that his life has value, even though you disagree. When you're not honoring a resolution, you're saying that if you don't agree with our side, your life doesn't have value.
Ask Erica, please come out. Erica, please come out. Thank you.
The world needs Turning Point USA. It needs a group that will point young people away from the path of misery and sin. It needs something that will lead people away from hell in this world and in the next. It needs young people pointed in the direction of truth and beauty. And so I promise you today, every part of our work will become greater. I am tremendously honored to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA. I do not take that lightly. Charlie and I were united in purpose. His passion was my passion, and now his mission is my mission. Everything that Turning Point USA built through Charlie's vision and hard work, we will make 10 times greater through the power of his memory. Chapters will grow, thousands of new ones will be created. TPUSA Faith will add thousands of new pastors and congregations. And yes, campus events will continue. And we will continue to hold debates and dialogue. The First Amendment of our Constitution is the most human amendment. We are naturally talking beings, naturally believing beings. And the First Amendment protects our right to do both. No assassin will ever stop us from standing up to defend those rights, ever.
Hey everybody on TikTok, how are you guys doing? You know this app might not exist in a couple days because of your current president, Joe Biden. And that is happening potentially on Sunday or Monday. Now, he signed a specific bill that would destroy this app. And I warned you guys about this 9 months ago and people said, oh no, I don't think that's going to happen. No, it is happening, and only one person can save this app, and that is President Donald Trump. So we'll see if what he does, he is signaling very strong support of this app. And by the way, in the comments, and if you guys want to reply, tell me what this app means to you for your small business, for your creators, to get your voice out. We have 2 billion views here on this app, TikTok. And I think it would be a shame if all of a sudden it got banned because Joe Biden just wanted to see it go away because he wasn't able to win young people in big numbers. So that's right. This coming Sunday, Monday, this app very well no longer exists. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Would love your thoughts and your comments. Thank you.
Hi everyone. It's Show here. As you may have heard, Congress passed a bill that the president signed into law that is designed to ban TikTok in the United States. That will take TikTok away from you and 170 million Americans who find community and connection on our platform. Make no mistake, this is a ban on TikTok and a ban on you and your voice. Politicians may say otherwise, but don't get confused. Many who sponsored the bill admit a TikTok ban is the ultimate goal. It's obviously a disappointing moment, but it does not need to be a defining one. It's actually ironic because the freedom of expression on TikTok reflects the same American values that make the United States a beacon of freedom. TikTok gives everyday Americans a powerful way to be seen and heard, and that's why so many people have made TikTok part of their daily lives. Rest assured, we aren't going anywhere. We are confident and we will keep fighting for your rights in the courts. The facts and the Constitution are on our side, and we expect to prevail again.
President, we're on TikTok. What is your message to younger voters right now?
Well, the big message is vote for Trump. We're going to make our country greater than ever before. We had something going that was incredible and just horrible what's happened. This is the worst president in history, Joe Biden. And you look at it, even as a representative, he goes over to France and something happened that was not good. I don't know what it is. But we're going to make our country greater than ever before, and I appreciate all your support.
Thank you. And you'll never ban TikTok, that's for sure.
I will never ban TikTok.
Thank you.
So we've been trying to get on TikTok for a while,
and TikTok had a censorship regime that was very sensitive to topics that we would discuss on campus. And we kind of just said, forget it. Well, it's interesting, and I have a whole theory that October 7th was the event that led to the end of the Democrat Party, and I could lead it through 4 or 5 different examples. And I think Chris would actually agree with this, because it's just an objective analysis, not a partisan one. And the buried lead of the October 7th was that it got TikTok banned. And remember, the TikTok ban stalled based on just China concerns. But TikTok was the hub of a lot of the anti-Israel sentiment that was brewing with Gen Z. And then all of a sudden the TikTok ban got resurfaced. Mitt Romney said at a security conference, we are banning TikTok because it is sowing anti-Israel sentiment in the United States. So TikTok gets banned, and our team, we had this idea like, hey, TikTok is in a place where they don't want to get banned with an incoming administration. Let's send out a tweet saying, hey guys, let's do one more chance. If you treat us fairly, we'll become TikTok's like biggest right-wing fan, right? If you would have told me a year ago that we'd have like one of the largest TikToks out there in conservative media and all politics, I would have said no way. But and we could go whatever direction you want, Pat, but I believe without the horror and the tragedy on October 7th and the events that came subsequent, I don't know if we would have had the success on TikTok that we did.
Yeah, it's been hard to watch today and unfortunate in some regards. And I love your take, which is both of these men deserve great credit for their contributions to help save civilization. Elon Musk bought Twitter, which of course became X a couple years ago, which liberated speech. And then of course, President Trump built the most amazing political movement we've ever seen. He was shot, almost shot again. He was impeached twice. He was facing 700 years in federal prison. And he was so clear about not surrendering and not backing down and not giving up. I will say it's a tough thing to watch, this public feud. I actually think they're going to reconcile at some point, though, because deep down, I would like to believe they both want the same thing.
But I want you to know something. Charlie died with incomplete work, but not with unfinished business. But I will miss him. I will miss him so much because our marriage and our family were beautiful. They still are. The greatest cause in Charlie's life was trying to revive the American family.
Tyler Robinson had a precipitous fall into darkness, which led to premeditated murder. He wrote his roommate, quote, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate cannot be negotiated out, close quote. What a simpleton he was. Conversation, negotiation, engagement, dialogue, those are the answers. But Robinson could not win the debate, so he took the coward's way out. The straight-A student couldn't beat the guy who didn't go to college, so he chose a bullet over words. Robinson was the one consumed with hate, and now he will rot on death row knowing he accomplished absolutely nothing until he is himself put to death. The voice he tried to vanquish is louder than ever, but it's a voice his widow will have to explain to her small children why they won't hear anymore. Can you imagine anything harder than a mother having to tell children why their father is gone forever, shot dead by someone he never even met? One day, Robinson's own mother will beg for his life in front of a jury.
He knew it was inevitable that he would be caught. He was fearful of a SWAT team hit on his house, or he was fearful of being shot by law enforcement. He was truly fearful of being shot by law enforcement.
The things we ask our mothers to do. The coward will use his mother to beg for his life. I'm sure the jury will be reminded that is something he did not allow Charlie Kirk's wife, parents, children, or friends to do.
On the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" catch! Exclamation point.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
And shut down the Senate! We are at war!
We're in a war right now.
We are at war.
So you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
You can only push people so far, and then they start to take matters into their own hands.
What the American public want is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight.
You know, this is literally call to arms.
The MAGA movement is a threat.
But Michelle says that, when they go low, we go high.
No. With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high.
When they go low, we kick them.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
And make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down, because they deserve it.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your...
We have to fight this in the streets.
We're going to fight it in the streets.
It's time to step out of your comfort zone and step out into the streets.
To our Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist!
You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
He's not going to have a third term. He may not finish this term.
Yes, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know, there will be news.
But when did you accept Christ?
5th grade at Christian Heritage Academy.
What happened?
Remember, I heard a hot gospel, and I heard what happens if you don't give your life to Jesus. And it's very important that when we share the gospel, the modern gospel is God has this beautiful, amazing, wonderful life for you, and if you give your life to Christ, your life will infinitely improve. That is somewhat true, but it's very misleading, because you're basically trying to sell people in Christianity of a life without difficulty, where the better way to teach the gospel is, here's the 10 Commandments. How many deserve you violate? Oh, you deserve to go to hell. And you probably will, unless you give your life to Christ. That is the proper way to evangelize. And so I realized the stakes in 5th grade. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm a sinner, I'm selfish, I'm broken, and only thanks to Jesus' perfect sacrifice, coming and living a perfect life, that I did something I do not earn, but has been given to me, this free gift of eternity. I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.